Here we go. Crazy Bus versus Randy Pan. I was just running the replay to test for a moment there. That's why I wasn't really. You probably heard the sounds, but didn't see the proper picture. That was intentional, not to spoil the action of the game. This is the first game between Crazy Bus and Randy Pan. It's a semi-final, as you can see. It is all Arabia, and hence called Arabia Express. It was supposed to be a rather quick tourney over a few weeks, but then we had patch issues breaking the performance of the game for a lot of players, and I wanted to give everyone more games, so we split the original 16-player bracket into two smaller ones eventually. So we'll have a total of 4 finals for the 1600, below 600 and above 1600 brackets. So today we'll bring the first final. After this one, after the semi-final, we'll see the 1600 max final. Crazy was here, picking the Lithuanians. No instant barracks, so no pre-mill or instant rush here, rather. Randy Pan with the Malians. A civ that shines in the castle age would maybe want to open men-at-arms into archers here, although Lithuanians could go real early scouts to kind of obstruct that opening as well. Because Lithuanians will be up early, they will be able to drop a range instead of the stables if need be, and just adapt the plans from going scouts into going archers instead. Certainly an option. Lithuanians have fully upgraded crossbows. It's just in the Imperial Age they'll get arbalest and that upgrade. So looking at the map here, it's actually a decent map for a Drush Fast Castle or Drush whatever for Randy Pan here. It's fairly easy wall-off. And yeah, gold could be an issue, but if you cover this area here, which Randy Pan is already doing, then you're set up nicely to secure the gold. Getting some hits in on the scout here and running right towards the TT. Not sure what Crazy Bus is trying to accomplish here, but it dodges the TT fire. Not going to really as a death wish. Doesn't really eat any TC fire right there just yet. Crazy Bus now dropping the mill, so it's not going to be any pre-mill rush here. Randy Pan also forward with the scout here. Has confirmed the main goal location of Randy Pan, which is also close to a hill, but not on the hill, like over here. Always a good way to make sure you're awake. You have to run close to TT. Oh, hello. Hello. Now, who has a death wish now, Randy Pan? What's going on here? Okay, so that was the master plan of Crazy Bus all along. Just pretend to lose his own scout to TC so Randy Pan will unintentionally do the same thing. Good start. So, means that Randy Pan won't be able to scout Crazy Bus's plans anymore. This is maybe the time where you, if you're a planning scout, maybe you just switch your mind and make something else instead. Just because you know they can't scout you. Here comes the barracks for Randy Pan. The mill is up already, so we'll probably be seeing a 21 pop men-at-arms here, 22 or 21 pop, depends. Crazy Bus doesn't take the fight. This villager doesn't have loom though, and there's a little bit of a hill advantage here as well, not being taken by Crazy Bus, but with the hill here, if the villager attacks uphill, then there's a chance you could actually get that kill before loom, but now loom is in. Obviously, you don't want to fight that. So the militia in production here, halfway to the fuel age for Randy Pan. Crazy Bus going 23 pop up here. As the very small walled did see the barracks, so he knows what's coming. He's going to see the men-at-arms, so taking the proper precautions here. 3 on gold, 1 villager building the barracks on the gold here as well. And, well, I guess that means archers here with 3 on gold. And some serious idling going on here as well, so that's the setback to small walling. You risk having someone on your eco running idle, and these guys have been standing around for a long time. 0 efficiency on these 2 women. Are they trapped? Yeah, they're trapped, aren't they? They can't deliver their food. Wow, they ran idle for quite a while. So, Crazy Buzz, 23 pop up here. Idle time only at 1 second though, so we're set up nicely here. It's like sort of a walling in towards the TC here on the gold as well. Going to commit these militia into running into the TC here. These are Malians militia. If we ever get to see the men-at-arms upgrades, they are going to get better stats as well, but they have extra pierce armor being Malians. They get +1 pierce armor. Looks like... Wait, what? What? What just happened here? They're standing inside in the middle of a palisade and hitting it. That's weird. Has to be some kind of bug, or it's just a heal bias here, messing around here. Nothing more fun than quick walling on the hill first game of the day. True. That's the Arabia curses. We're making 2 ranges here for Crazy Bus. Only 3 on gold for now, but it certainly speeds up the first 2 archers anyway. Quick walls not working as intended here. This could be the first kill of the game, although Randypan didn't commit to Men-at-Arms upgrade at all here. Probably expecting the ranges or just not minding at all. Yeah, I forgot to go to gold, exactly. Yeah, so we were mining and we're kind of late to the 2 on gold. So that would be the reason. Being there, done that, I can relate. Damage is still being done with the militia. They still have that pierce armor as well, so even if they're only militia with 40 HP, it's going to take more shots from the archers, especially lacking fletching for now, for Crazy Bus to take them out. Looks like some archers are going to move forward here as well. Do we have the blacksmith for Randypan? Not really. So we'll have to keep an eye out for the upgrades. Oh, fletching is on the... Where's the blacksmith? Okay, it was there. I'm blind. So we'll have fletching coming in well ahead of Crazy Bus here. Could be an advantage in fighting with equal numbers since they're both going for the archers. However, Crazy Bus has 2 ranges as opposed to the 1 of the Malians. Could be that Randypan is already thinking about the Castle Age follow-up, which could easily be cavalry and knights here for the Malians. Might see the first villager die this game. Yes, indeed, there she goes. That's 1 Eco KD up for Randypan. Idle times very similar, so they are definitely evenly matched here. Crazy Bus now 1 villager behind because of losing 1. As Randypan pulls towards the hill, knows that fletching is in compared to Crazy Bus. Going for numbers over power here. Off 1 woodland as well, but yeah, taking the stragglers for the time being to keep the villagers protected while keeping units production going as well. Both ranges producing archers now. Looks like Crazy Bus is a bit on the defensive side here. Certainly has the numbers lead though. It's 12 to 7 military. They've both been mixing in skirmishers. However, Lithuanian skirmishers move a bit faster. Could be useful in this scenario. Not loving the sight of these archers though. They have fletching as well. So Crazy Bus will be losing more numbers here. Another villager going down. And obviously pulls the military back now. Fletching is in, so the stats should be similar almost between the players, but armor coming in from Randy Pan as well. And at home base, untouched for now, 14 farmers, 4 on gold. Probably aiming for the Castle Age transition here. We'll need a few more farms, and yeah, we'll see what the follow-up becomes in the next age. Currently just one range producing. However, for the Malians, with the wood discount on all wood buildings except for farms, making any kind of transition into cavalry, as we're seeing here, that's a fairly easy one, as the stables cost you 15% less wood, or any building. So twice the numbers for Crazy Buzz here, but that is going to delay that Castle Age transition as well, as you can see. Randy Pan now up to the next age, making a switch into double stables. And Crazy Buzz very open here, except for the small walls. So a mobility switch into cavalry here. That's good backfire, big time on Crazy Buzz here, because there's really no way for Crazy Buzz to know that this switch is taking place. Also, far away from the next age here, but now the armies are moving forward. Randy Pan has pulled the archers and skirmishers. Wait, is actually pulling a little wave forward again here. Still some open area in the back of the base, so there's definitely a point of entry for Crazy Buzz here. And how do you keep these armies out, actually? You could take the hill advantage here and aim for the palisade to pass through the houses here, or on this side, or just take the long way around and find a way inside the base and find lots of damage potential here. Speaking of damage, Randy Pan is also still dealing damage at Crazy Buzz's base. That's another villager down. 5 villagers killed by Crazy Buzz. No, by Randy Pan from Crazy Buzz's side. Villager count is a bit deceiving here, because Crazy Buzz is committing to full feudal age here. We'll find woodland, we'll find a nice point of entry here. Oh man, how are we supposed to know that there's a hole behind this building? It's so stupid sometimes how units can just march in. So Randy Pan has located the hole, has lost the armies forward here, sending another archer forward just to keep that gold idled. Now Crazy Buzz will see the cavalry switch as well. Castle Age is in, knights are in the making, and that should make quick work of these archers as soon as Randy Pan gets a decent mass of knights out. But in the meantime, Crazy Buzz is catching up here, taking the hill, exploiting the fact that the knights don't have +2, which means that a huge mass of feudal age archers can still hit and run against knights and take decent engagements. Or find a choke point like this, and maybe a little bit impatient of Randy Pan here to engage before. So crucial numbers are in. I see the siege workshop coming up as well. Well, cleans up the archers. I guess that wasn't too bad. Lost maybe 3 knights in that engagement. I don't know what this guy is doing, but he's probably planning to wall towards the edge or something. But Crazy Buzz also approaching the Castle Age here now, and what's that Castle Age going to bring for the Lithuanians? I don't see any stable switch here. The Lithuanians have faster moving pikemen or spearman line as well, I believe. That's some ambitious walling there with knights on the way. This should be at least one dead villager on this side for sure, with the knights running in here. Yeah, forced to evacuate the woodland again. There are lots of weak villagers here for Crazy Buzz. Two more that could be focused on, but yeah, Bales on that one. Spearmen and Skirmishers. Skirmishers obviously want to be doing match against Knights, but Spearmen can still. Here comes the Monastery, which is a good call against small numbers of Knights. You can get conversions in, and you can heal up your own units or the converted units to keep the aggression away. And another hole at Woodland, and the Crazy Bus is really struggling for wood here, with Randy Pan denying the resource income. Randy Pan taking the first game here. Let's have a look at the statistics. Against large numbers of Knights, you need large numbers of Monasteries. Bohemians Obedient. Bohemian's best Sib to defend against cavalry, confirmed. Ending fairly early cast stage here, and resource collection comparable, even with the aggression on Crazy Buzz's side. Randy Pan with the early opening. Yeah, don't get me started on Bohemians. They're only nasty on the closed maps, and arguably on Nomad, but... Alright, that's the first one. Going to Randy Pan here. Let's see if we can find game 2. Aztecs versus Ethiopians here. Yeah, not as good as Byzantines. It all comes down to playstyle. Randy Pan versus Crazy Buzz here, game 2. Now we'll have Ethiopians versus Aztecs, so Archer Civ versus Eagle Civ. Interesting, both with... wait, actually Ethiopians don't have a Dark Age eco bonus, whereas Aztecs collect 5 resources per... and 3 resources extra per trip, so they start from the very beginning of the Dark Age. Ethiopians, however, get 100 food, 100 gold once they reach the next stage. Very useful to be able to afford, for example, fletching instantly, or the Men-at-Arms upgrade. You don't need to mine nearly as much gold, in fact no gold at all, I think, to open with 3 Men-at-Arms as the Ethiopians. So it makes some of these switches a lot smoother. With that said, let me speed it up a little bit, because I'm not really good at talking bullshit at the start of games, other than seeing potential matchups here. If Randy Pan goes mass archers with no support, there's Aztecs could go eagles, but then if you get a castle up as say Ethiopians, you could easily make Shotel warriors to deal with eagles, because Shotel warriors, they have they are fragile, they have low HP, but they move fast and they have a high attack, so they will slay eagles if they fight in somewhat equal numbers. We have a barracks going up here before the mill, so we are going to see some Dark Age aggression here from Crazy Buzz, who now has the Eagle Scout forward. Spotted a villager without loom, a little bit of hill advantage there. TC dodging the TC fire, keeping the Eagle full HP, but idling one villager from working at the woodland here, so that messes up Randy Pan's economy a little bit. Did Randy Pan scout the opening? In fact, that's a 4th tiled stone, so that has to mean that there's something going on around here. Is he gonna get lucky now? First militia moving out, second militia moving out. Yeah, Randy Pan is going to track the militia movement now. Knows that the rush is coming, and reacts immediately with barracks of his own. Probably planning the barracks all along though, like some kind of infantry opening. Oh, unloomed villager fighting the eagle there. That was one going down before the rush even hits Randy Pan's base. Nice. Delaying the barracks as well, forcing the villagers to fight. Eagle a little bit weakened now, so Randy Pan can take the fight with a scout. But now enter the rest of the rush here to mess up whatever else of exposed economy that can be found here. Hill advantage for the eagle. It's not going to be enough, and Randy Pan also takes the upper side here. Down goes the eagle, but arguably value already from Crazy Buzz having killed one villager with that starting eagle. 10 gold being taken, going to match the... Oh, wait, never mind. Mining camp going up. And a feudal age on the way, so we're definitely aiming for the men-at-arms here, I think. or just the straight archers. Bit unfortunate there, trapping the villager outside of the small walls, but getting away with it here. Crazy Bus making very good use of those heals, these Helia raid regenerations. They can be awkward for sure. Enter the scout, taking some more losses here. Yeah, really does a good job at keeping Randy Pan's economy compromised here. There's a few H click for Crazy Bus as well, so not an FC approach here, or is it? We have 5 farms. Going to reach the Feudal Age at roughly 12 minutes. Nah, no walling. I don't think it's FC. It has to be some kind of archers skirmisher follow-up here. These players should be in the 1500s, I think. Let's see. Yeah, exactly. 1500, 1600. Oh, Randy Pan is 1649. Not bad. Not bad at all. So, been moving past this bracket recently. It's the point of sign up that matters though, and I wasn't being my usual Smurf detective for these small side tournaments with maximum of 32 players or 16 player brackets. So, Crazy Bus, what's the follow-up here at home? Double ranges. Drush into double ranges. Drush archers. Could be a very strong combo and opener as long as the opponent relies on small walls like this. Looks like Randy Pan will attempt some counter-aggression here as well. Ethiopians archers fire faster, so you'll snipe villagers more easily as well. Scout just chilling out in the back here to locate the resources around the map, and first few archers moving out, aiming for the gold, I think. And Crazy Bus, however, has taken the back gold. I don't think Randy Pan has that scouted, so that's advantage. Very nice back gold here for Crazy Bus. Hopefully Randy Pan will be able to find it. Only seen the main gold for now, so that has to be an indication that Crazy Bus is taking gold somewhere else. Drush is almost dealt with, so that's not too much to speak of now. And ooh, Swan Archer dying to TC Fire there. Getting the last few hits on the militia, aka Angry Housewife here. Idling economy yet again, but yeah, Randy Pan is going to deal with that finally. Now has a healthy little collection of archers and starting scout to move out here and try to find some more Crazy Bus's exposed economy. Looks like a healthier eco balance for Crazy Bus here, at least with the transition to the next age in mind, which will unlock crossbow, Bodkin arrow, and Eagle Warrior should you want to make a switch. With a back gold, either makes sense. It's a gold intensive combo, especially the Eagles is very gold intensive, but also double range archers needs like 8 on gold like we're seeing here to sustain consistent production. Blacksmith goes up. So Crazy Buzz will be using the armies defensively now, getting fletching here. Are they somewhat matched here? It's 8 to 10, slight numbers lead for Crazy Buzz actually, since it's since Crazy Buzz was earlier with the second range. Neither player up to the gas stage yet, but looking at the food and gold situation, Crazy Buzz should be first. Oh, good spot there. Sees the armies of Randy Pan. Catches them a little bit off guard here. However, Randy Pan could claim the hill. Has both upgrades, whereas Crazy Buzz doesn't have the defense. Good advantage taking this massive hill in front of Crazy Buzz's base here. So one concern here is that Randy Pan still hasn't obstructed Crazy vs. Gold. He's scouted at least, so that's good. Where's the third gold actually? Is that... Oh shit, that's a horrible third gold for Crazy vs. It's like so far outside the base. At least you can place the TC there eventually, but... Yep. Good call of Randy Pan now, aiming for the gold of Crazy Buzz, who will be clicking up to the castle age any second now. And also taking a fight here. While Randy Pan is focusing armies on two sides here to really force a reaction from Crazy Buzz, trying to take the main gold now, but that's not safe. There are a few units of Randy Pan spread out here, the archers, to deny that income. Ooh, Eagle switch incoming for Crazy Buzz now, while having 1 minute 50 seconds to go for the castle age. That should be a nice way to deal with the current armies on the field. Randy Pan will have to react to that, of course. We'll probably see the barracks here. Didn't actually scout them. But I guess it's to be expected of the Aztecs. Just make the most of the armies forward and then make a reaction. Honestly, if you're Ethiopians, you could still make crossbows and get away with it, because they fire faster. So technically you could do a deal with, if you have keep a good bowl of archers to become crossbows for the cast age, you'll be able to withstand the eagles for a while due to the faster firing rate, assuming you get Thumbring in as well. But Crazy Buzz seems to have been taking decent fights here, 7-10 KD, so killed fewer units than lost, so actually did lose more units here. However, archers are expendable at this point since we're switching into eagles out of the 3 barracks here. Eagle warrior coming in. Gold income not quite on point yet, even a defensive tower forced up here, but that's not really of a concern for Crazy Buzz, considering that the current setup invites for a 1 TC all-in for a while with the eagles anyway. Oh, not patrolling the units in here. That was a very good engagement for Randy Pan going into the castle age here, getting crossbow Bodkin, and loses or takes out most of Crazy Buzz's units before the blue units react here. Second TC for the Ethiopians. Okay. Is that going to keep the eagles out though? Some intensive or extensive walling towards the edge of the map here. Now let's keep an eye on the eagle numbers here. Only +1 defense. Will definitely want another one here. Gold quite exposed here now, but there's gold incoming in the back, so it's not going to affect the eagle production. However, some villagers killed by Randy Pan here. 4-1 is the KD. As Crazy Buzz drops a market to trade resources to more fluently keep production going, maybe. Another villager going down there, could be a gathering point, sending a villager over there as Randy Pan now just guards the main goal. Now we have roughly the same number of eagles to crossbows though, but last defense coming in just there. Yeah, this is bad news for the Ethiopians crossbows. I think Randy might see it, but you can't really escape that. The Eagles are quick. They are moving fast. Panic House is going up here for Crazy Bus, or just, yeah, maybe just keeping her occupied. She's quite exposed and weak, so that's not ideal here. If there's a hole in Randy Pan's base now, that is going to be horrible for the economy for the green player, but for the time being, it looks okay here for Randy Pan. The Eagles are actually avoiding the fights. But we now have 4 barracks producing, and that's the thing with Aztecs. Their military production is faster. They produce more quickly out of all of the buildings, so it's so easy to mass the Eagles once you get to the castle age and get that economy running. And you can just spam units and play pseudo Goffs style with the Eagles here, like Crazy Bus is currently doing. This is going to be an easy win for the Eagles, or is it? Maybe not. Faster firing crossbows, as mentioned earlier. I was looking at the number of Eagles, but not all of them were forward. Still, they trade decently, the Eagles. They are gold heavy, but they get in here. Will they find a way inside the base? No, not just yet. Oh, there is... No, that's not a hole. Yeah, but look at the numbers. 25 military to 10 now. Randy Pan has been playing the economy here, placing another TC, and... while that's good against ranged options, and it's not as good against the Eagles, because if you get Arson and the proper upgrades for the Eagles, you could start sitting underneath TCs and taking them out, just like you would with fully upgraded Knights. When you have 15, 20 of them, you could sit under TC fire and not worry. That's a nasty amount of Eagles when you have 32 Eagles now currently on the move. Guess the TC got that one. I mean, the thing that Crazy Bus, yeah, still staying on TC, of course. Didn't drop another one just yet. As actually depleted the gold in the back here, but now the main gold is freed up. Looks like there might be even a forward castle in the planning here to deny the gold and the TC here, maybe. Because now Crazy Bus has all of the map control with the ridiculous amounts of Eagles here, and I'm not really seeing Randy Pan having a counter ready here. Is defending from behind the walls. Certainly has a castle in the planning here to go for those hotels to deal with the Eagles, but it's not... we're not quite there yet, missing some 100, 300 zone to get there. And here comes this DT for Crazy Bus. Now on the gold. We'll keep making the Eagles. We'll win this game when going Eagles probably. But here come the... Here, yeah, still only made the Eagles. One Mangonel moving forward as well to try and break through the walls here. And if Crazy Bus gets through the walls here with the 42 Eagles, surely that's GG for Randy Pan. Even if the castle goes up. So leave it to how much defense a castle will provide here. Let's see the Eagles, they're just flooding in here now. Still no response, it's only the crossbows. Imperial Age coming in though, so our ballast, I guess, could make a difference here. It's just a huge numbers issue here, unfortunately. The 4 barracks consistently producing the Eagles here. Mangonel knocking on the door over here, preventing safe archers production. And yeah, 3 TCs for Randy Pan here, actually with a tiny score lead as well. Even a 4th one going up here. Yeah, maybe it's going to hold on for a while longer. Just don't see how the survive this Eagle Flood without a proper counter unit. Oh, the crossbow mass has been doing work here. The eagle numbers are diminishing. Crazy Bus is keeping the pressure going though. Has a healthy villager lead here through the villager kills, of course, from the raids. And Randy Pan is going into Imperial Age here with a healthy amount of crossbows. Yes, but the eco's so compromised that you can't really get into Bracer and chemistry as easily. I guess ballistics is in long ago, certainly helps fighting off the eagles. But in the meantime, Crazy Bus has bought time to extend the economy, stabilize a bit more barracks going up here, so that's going to further boost the eagle numbers if need be as well. Could be that Crazy Bus actually needs Imperial Age to close this one out though. But we're going to see a castle here, and that goes straight in the face of Randy Pan. Oh, good mangonel hit there. Actually, Arbalest not even affordable here. Bracer obviously important, but that's a big splatter shot. Oh, and Randy Pan really can't afford that kind of loss. Here comes the forward cattle as well. Sees these villagers just trickling in here. There's no stopping that unless you can scramble up a defensive tower ASAP. But there's so many villagers building this one. That one goes up no matter what. Now taking the forward gold, just thank you very much, as Randy Pan scrambles up a TC to the left here, relocating gold immediately after losing control over this one, which is good. I think Crazy Bus won't be seeing any Imperial Age here, but he sees it's still crossbows. He knows it's obstructing the Imperial Age upgrades of Randy Pan here. Obviously Bracer is in, but still no Arbalest after how many minutes in the Imperial Age now? 3 minutes maybe, at least, maybe more. 13 built to 15, so the eagles are dying to the fast firing crossbows as well. Actually Randy Pan is in the Imperial Age, so Randy Pan could get that castle up and just trap down this one and still stabilize. But is the castle and traps really the play here now? Eagles could easily dive if you don't have enough army to protect that trebuchet, to pound down the castle. Here's some force dropping to get that castle up. Maybe it goes on this hill. It's some never yielding pressure here from Crazy Bus. Is focusing mainly on the crossbows here. That's going to go down. We have the forward castle denying a crucial gold as well, but there is gold in combo over here, which Crazy Bus actually doesn't have scouted. Castle, will it go up though, or are there enough eagles to stop that? No, I was going to say nice quick walls from Randy Pan here, but maybe not nice enough. That castle still has a good way to go, long way to go. Our forward tower of Crazy Bus seeing the small walls here, and I think that's actually going to be denied. That castle, there's a great tower there, and one eagle still inside to poke at the villagers building as well. This castle doesn't go up. This castle gets denied. Wow. More villagers scrambling in here, but that's more villagers lost for Randy Pan as well. 89 to 53 now, solid equal lead for Crazy Bus, at least in terms of villagers. He's behind, of course, in the progression. And finally the castle finishes, but the damage certainly has been done. Look at the eco kid here, 65 to 7. Crazy Bus assuming the score lead eventually as well. Randy Pan does get the castle up, will be able to get the trebuchet out to maybe try and deal with this castle, but it's a long-term commitment. I think we have to think that way, because only 2 military for Randy Pan here. How do you hold this off? As more villagers die, 72 villagers killed. Gracebus has lost 9 villagers. That's probably some of the forward ones, going down to Castle Fire and whatnot. Relocating a mining camp here, but now with the castle up, Randy Pan can actually make the hotels, but they cost food and wood, and the food economy is nothing to write home about for Randy Pan here, so you will never get to those mass hotels, unfortunately, and they don't have any of the upgrades either. Bang also said another forward castle as well. And it's mainly gold. 41 on gold for Crazy, but they're only gold. Did you find the gold to the side here? This is just full on the Eagles. You don't even need another unit once you have the map control and they are able to spam them. The GG is called as the another castle foundation is attempted to the side, and Randy Pan just can't afford that total mass to get to the counter. The 1-1 is set, and let's have a look at the up times here. Imperialish at 35.49, but never getting to our list here. Obviously being raided big time on the way to the Imperial Age by the Eagles, and Gracie Bus just never letting go of the pressure. No, I think Bracer is definitely always the way to go, not Arb. I think Arb gives extra hit points, but Bracer gives more range and damage. So I definitely think Bracer is the right call. But yeah, you still... If you have that unit... I also did lose a big mass to crossbows there. If you didn't do that, Randy Pan would be in a better spot for sure. But we have a decided game, a third game for the semi-finals here, so let's just find it here. Sicilians Mayans! Oh boy. Yeah, the range is huge. Well, guess what? It's Arabia game. It's Arabia Express, as it's called. The map gen's a little bit different again. Gold now in the back, but still on the hill. These blasted hills are all over the place on Arabia these days. So, Crazy Bus with the Sicilians here against the Mayans. Doesn't feel good to be up against Mayans after Eagle spamming someone. True. Wasn't it Noboru who had a Fast Castle Eagles Rush build order? Maybe we'll see that here, you never know. It's a huge... It's all uphill from here for Randy Pan, though. Gold on the hill, woodlands on the hill, everything. It's just a huge ditch here for... I guess that's kind of the case for both of the players. Berries partly on the hill. Spawning somewhat close, though. I mean, it's like left, right instead of north, south, and these kinds of things. So maybe that makes a difference for what they may have in mind. Definitely seeing this map favoring ranged play, as you could camp out on all of the hills here on the resources. It's not nearly as efficient to use the range or hill advantage with melee units or like scouts or those kinds of things. Let's speed it up a little bit here while keeping an eye on what comes next here. Full circle scouting here for both, probably, to get some idea of the resources. Main gold. Oh, Randy Pan actually wants out easy, wants to, or the Crazy Best, I mean, wants to go out early, wants to know what's to come from the Sicilians here. Maybe planning an early rush again. Not the pre-milled rush though, as the mill is already up. And the second war being brought in just now. Could be the men at arms for the Sicilians. That's an underrated opening in my opinion. And I guess you don't want to rush Mayans because they have, or pre-milled rush Mayans because they already have, they always have bloom anyway. You could tell from Randy Pan's barracks location that maybe he doesn't quite know the location of Crazy Bus just yet. Now finds the main gold and probably curses himself for building the barracks at the far right side here, but it's not that much further of a walk. We'll see. Fuel Age on the way. Should be the man at arms again. 2 on gold now for Randy Pan. As Crazy Bus doesn't have any military building at all here, and 2 lumber camps on this very small woodland over here. On the hill. Sees 2 builders on gold. That sort of confirms the overall idea of some kind of infantry opening here, but I don't see any militia in the making. Third villager going to gold now. Which then indicates a range opening instead. Mayans 10, 20 and 30% cheaper archers as we move from the feudal age onwards. Some small walls from Randy Pan on the hill here, probably plans to wall this area as well. And yeah, front side. It's cool. Crazy Bus rushing up the barracks here, must have forgotten all about it. And with 11 villagers on wood, this is surprisingly low on the income. Both eco upgrades coming in. Farming upgrade especially important for the Sicilians because it gives they get extra food on the farms as you see them with the upgrades. Here comes the range. And you can't just go skirm defense against Sicilians because any Sicilian unit takes 50% less bonus damage from counter units. However, I don't think Randy Pan is even going to consider skirms here. He has the cheaper archers, will have an easier time. Should have an easier time massing units here than Crazy Bus with the Mayans economy and cheaper archers combined. Good engagement by Crazy Bus there, almost gets a villager and delays that house as well. Randy Pan actually is housed as a result here. And doesn't let the TC run idle, gets town watch instead. That was kind of confusing to see the idle TC timer ticking away here. Now getting those walls up and chasing down Crazy Bus's scout. Oh, skirmisher defense from Crazy Bus. That's, I mean, it always makes sense against Mayans with their cheaper archers, but I'm surprised with the passiveness against Mayans here. They're both playing it defensively and passively here, and that's certainly favoring the Mayans here. Except for maybe the farm economy, which will be stronger for Crazy Bus, allowing for a smoother castle age, and being the Sicilians, maybe a quick castle drop. Quick pulling in the villager there, just flexing those quick pull skills as Randy Pan's just running around, wondering what's up here. Where are the archers? What's going on here? Now, Archers moving out, they are... I mean, it shouldn't be a surprise for Randy Pan seeing the skirmishers here now. This eagle has been running around looking for armies. I don't know if he actually spotted the skirmisher investment or not. Quick one is all about the moral victory, yeah. It's a self-confidence boost for sure. Here they go. Will they be able... Oh, woodland very exposed here. That's all of the wood in Comp for Crazy Bus. All three woodlands on the same side. It's a horrible map for wood here for Crazy Bus. In that regard, Randy Pan is kind of in the same situation, actually. Yeah, these aren't very pretty. Castle Age right around the corner. I'm assuming Crazy Bus wants to go for a cavalry play here. The farm eco is rather heavy. There's the gold investment as well. Will this eagle get the villager kill? No, he won't. But look at the woodline. Look at this slaughter at the woodline. Oh boy. Sicilians on the way to the castle age here loses all of the wood access. Didn't mine any stone, so not an immediate castle drop either. Well. Enter the skirmishers with some heal advantage. But look at these guys. They've been killing 9 units so far. Randy attacked 2 places at once, and so he didn't hear with an attack. Ooh. So that's why he hit the scout, maybe. Something. Donjon on the gold should... kind of keep the gold okay here, but it's never a good time when you're forced to fight archers with villagers, especially not if the archers have pledging and are close to becoming crossbows. This is very rough for the Sicilians here. Well, Castle Age all the way for both, but Mayans with an untouched economy here. That's where you never want to see Mayans. 0 on wood, 0 on gold for Crazy Bus, as there are still 2 villagers left underneath the donjon here. I blame the woodlands a little bit for this, though. Well, scouts being made here to kidnap the archers, presumably. Pre-up the gold. Oh, I thought there were more villagers inside there. It's just only that one. As Randy Pan now switches to the Eagles. It's the sweet revenge here for Randy Pan, going to make the Eagle Warriors. Just like Crazy Bus did the previous game. Oh, tell me we're going to see the full Eagles now. That would be fun. So Crazy Bus knows what's up by now, sees the Eagles. And what's the response of Sicilians here? I guess in theory you could make some sergeants from the dungeon and start picking into longswordsmen that have bonus attack against eagles, but you need mass to fight the eagles, and you need the economy for it as well. The market is up. You could sell some food to get gold, or just wait for the gold to stabilize. The stables are up as well. Knights are certainly a good response to the eagles, but the eagles are just already in a much better mass, and the knights barely have any upgrades, so that makes it a lot harder for Crazy Bus to hold off the aggression here. 10 villagers killed by Randy Pan. Crazy Bus hasn't hurt the Mayans' eco at all. So the only thing hurting Randy Pan's economy is the fact that the ILTC time is higher for the green player here. No. Eagles just marching right in here. Only +1 defense though, as far as upgrades go. Back on the woodline here. Still the only woodline of Crazy Bus, as they are quick walled. But how are they even going to bring in wood here? They're walling themselves away from the lumber camp. Oi. 0 on wood for Crazy Bus here as the Knights join in. Actually, the upgrades are similar. They both only have fuel age upgrades here. So I guess Randy Pan could benefit from a market at this point, or use the market to get some of these upgrades in. So they're getting raided at home as well. So there are some Eagles and Scouts and so fighting their way around. Oh, that's a good save. This guy makes it back. 1 HP villager. Okay. You're out bleeding in the middle of the battlefield and you just choose to keep going gold mining. What a champ. What a hero. So it looks like the Knights investment has paid off for Crazy Bus here. Cleans up the Eagles, but that's due to both of them missing upgrades here. If the Eagles had full castle age upgrades, no way the +1 defense Knights would be able to deal with that. Season Spearman mixed in here, so Randy Pan not with the craziest economy either. Eagles don't really require a lot of the economy though. I mean, this is more than enough farms to keep TC and barracks working. So yeah, +1 defense is in. Monks being made as well. Could get some conversions in here just to heal up the Eagles for further aggression. Randy Pan is in the leading seat here. 10 villagers lead. Dropping a lot of TC on the woodline here as well, as Crazy Bus has freed up the wood source and finally lumber camping another one here after cleaning up a little bit. Yeah, Knights trading well here. They do have more HP after all, and I guess slightly higher attack as well. Now only 2 barracks producing the Eagles. So Randy Pan playing economy more than military at this point. Is that an opening on the woodland? Overchop, enter the Knights of Crazy Bus. So now raids could be getting Crazy Bus slowly but steadily back into the game here. And another town center going up for Randy Pan. Gets spotted by Crazy Bus and will be denied. More villagers going down for the Mayans here now. 15-2 is the KD, but now it's Crazy Bus on the offensive. Maybe he could turn this around. Yeah, Randy knows about the gold in the back of the base. He's probably just saving it for last. So, if Crazy Bus at some point gets to First Crusade here, then Knights will be even more powerful because they will have conversion resistance as a result of First Crusade. Not to mention that First Crusade from the castle, the unique tech, generates 7 instant sergeants out of each TC. Could be a comeback. There's some nasty raids going on here now. Randy Pan not allowed to secure the main goal, not allowed to stabilize here at all. Only +1/+1 on the Knights, but as long as Crazy Bus doesn't sit underneath fully garrisoned TCs, he should be just fine. Getting some good trades here. The Eco KD is evening out. And yeah, the TC stays unbuilt for Randy Pan. It's actually a very good spot in terms of holding the raids a little bit away here, but it's going to cost so many villagers to get it up. I think Randy Pan got a little bit overconfident here after the woodline raid. That was probably, yeah, he has to be GG now. That's what would pass through my mind if I took the enemy completely off wood, that one and only woodline, and killed so many villagers. But things are changing here. Crazy Bus is massively back in the lead here now after the raid. 29 villagers killed and counting, and really putting Mayans at their place here. Oh my. Ooh, look at that. A Bias Knight. 35 villagers to 59, but with that said, if Randy Pan can get the farm eco back and running, we have 3 town centers to produce villagers opposed to crazy buses 4, no 2, sorry. So there's potential to get back in the numbers here. Only 4 knights out now for crazy bus, but they've certainly served their purpose here. 39 villagers killed, and Randy Pan replenishing, of course, but as you can see from the worker efficiency, it's on the lower side, and the TCs have been running idle for quite a while. So Gracibus is the Sicilians here, is on stone. You know what that means. Sicilians construct their castles and town centers 100% faster. Would kind of assume to see a castle going up on this gold here to be denied of Randy Pan. The main gold could be an option as well, but that's a longer walk for the villagers, so maybe not. Gracibus doesn't know about this back gold, and Randy Pan actually has it scouted, just didn't take it. Couldn't TC that either, so maybe it's because of the fact that this gold could be TC'd, that's an option. Good outpost by Randy Pan here. Maybe thinking that the Sicilians might drop a castle here at some point. Whoa, in the baking, getting a conversion in here. Villagers desperately trying to keep the knights out here, but there's one knight on the inside, making that a bit awkward. Finding the monk that just made the conversion as well. Actually, in fact, they've both been converting, so that's some easy kills for Crazy Buzz. So now harvest even more villagers' lives in the back here, and that castle, you just don't deny Sicilians' castles even if you see them coming. That castle is up on the hill denying another gold, and Randy Pan now out on the move to try and snag the neutral gold instead. There's gold in the back though. Has Randy Pan forgotten about that one? Huh. Ruthless aggression from Crazy Buzz here yet again, like with the Eagles, the previous match. Randy Pan still keeping those villager numbers somewhat healthy and going to this very exposed side gold that Crazy Buzz actually knows about as well. So maybe to send a couple of stray knights just to confirm if there's any gold being collected over here. +2 defense is in for the knights, as is forging. GG well played is called. Crazy Buzz takes the reverse sweep here and goes on to the final, which we will cast in just a moment after a look at the statistics here. Eagles did some good work there initially, but then never reaching that critical mass. Crossbow coming in later, which is usually good in mass to keep cavalry away, especially from the Sicilians where you can't rely on pikemen. See, the uptime is quite similar here for both players. Fairly late bow saw for Randy Pan, but that's not what makes the difference here. Good aggression by Crazy Buzz to close out the game here and take the win.